after Mr. Brown, I went to another school and met the Gemini. And I was in leadership at the time. He was in leadership, and we were both co's in leadership. And so you spend a lot of time with each other, and it was so easy to talk to him. And right away, we were able to talk about pretty vulnerable things. And excuse me, I don't know that I'd ever really experienced that, like, just right off the bat. We took a trip to New Orleans. It was a business trip. Took a trip to New Orleans, and we had just met, but we rode together. And so we had 3 hours to about 2.5 hours to talk. And immediately we talked about everything from like family to upbringing to like things we're into. And we kept that space for a long time. I had a friend. This is going to sound crazy. I had a friend. Just a friend, like a female friend. And I kind of like hooked them up. They were like talking. And I was kind of like the middle person. Like, I mean, this is just how our friendship was. Like, I was kind of the middle person, but like, he and I had a great, friendship. She and I had a great friendship, and I was the middle person between their little thing. Anyway, they fell out, and she and I fell out. He and I fell out for a minute, like a little second, based off kind of their fallout. But because we worked together, we were able to, and we had a friend, that type of friendship where we just talked about everything. We were able to talk through the thing, whatever the fallout was about. And we kind of got closer than what we were before. And I want to say that was the first connection where I was able to fall out, like have a disagreement, not fall out, but have a disagreement and talk through it and be able to mend the relationship. And that was new to me. And we were flirting, but we weren't having any kind of sexual contact at all. So we had the little disagreement, and it talked through it and then got closer, than we were. He would say like, he values our friendship, and, I valued it too. And so like, I don't want to lose a friendship. Let's, work it out, whatever. And that just brought us closer. And it brought us closer than what I thought. And some feelings started to develop because we were becoming so close emotionally. And we had sex. What I remember most about sex, I do remember feeling very nervous because I want to say we had been friends for about a year before we even explored that. We both had families. But I think I remember being so nervous because we talked a lot about, because we're friends, we talked about a lot about like what we liked and what turned us on and blah, blah, blah. And so like we were about to experience that for the first time. He had the most beautiful hands. He was probably like 6'2", huge, beautiful hands, and I love being fingered. It's like one of my favorite things, and I don't remember like looking at his hands, fantasizing about being fingered like while we were friends, but that day was, the fingering was incredible, and I squirted everywhere, and it was incredible. The actual intercourse though, like the penile penetration, wasn't spectacular, but the fingering was great. And so then ensued our sexual relationship, and it was kind of, it might have lasted maybe close to a year, and it really did not impact our work relationship too much. He is a flirt, and found out he's also a liar. But because we had such a good friendship, we were kind of able to navigate through those type of conflicts. Like we were able to talk through and, get an understanding on, or what I thought was an understanding on certain things, and then continue to do what, we were doing. While friendship was important, I think that's what this connection taught me. Friendship is important in sexual spaces, but I think it goes towards emotional intimacy and safety. Honesty is also very important to me, and because that also goes into emotional safety, and that's important. So I decided that my Gemini lover was not the best lover for me, and I chose to discontinue that relationship. And we still conversed for a few years after that. Like, he definitely tried to kind of get back into my good graces, but he was a true Gemini, like very kind of wishy-washy with his actions and words and what he wanted, or he said he wanted, and he just was dishonest. And so, there's no real love to me in dishonesty. There's no loyalty in dishonesty. There's no safety in dishonesty. So I chose not to continue that, but definitely grateful for the friendship and the lesson I learned about friendship, and also very grateful for the fingering experiences because they were top tier. I would definitely have multiple orgasms and soak whatever surface that we were on. So to you, my Gemini lover, thank you for what you've taught me, and hope those fingers are still going to great use. I want to go ahead and talk a little more about the lover that came after him. Met him in the same organization. This is my Cancer lover. I recently upgraded his title to soulmate. To this day, I feel like Capricorns and Cancers go well together, and that's simply because of the relationship that he and I have built. Not too long after I stopped seeing the Gemini lover, and we still work together. All of us work together. They knew of each other, and even the Gemini lover knew that the Cancer lover, my soulmate, was trying to pursue me, and of course he discouraged it. He felt like the Cancer lover was, a fuck boy, but so was the Gemini lover. Very much a fuck boy. Very much, they're very much on the same thing, just on the prowl, and so, Gemini was definitely a hating ass dude at the time. But I had just found out I was pregnant with my fourth baby. Yeah, fourth baby. I mean, just found out. 6 weeks, just found out. And we were at and doing some mingling, and a mutual friend, shout out to my sister Hub, she let me know that my soulmate, the Cancer lover, not my soulmate at the time, but was interested in me. And of course, he knew I was married, and he told her that he wished I wasn't married so he can experience me. And my sis said, no, she does what she does, shoot your shot. And yeah, he tried to do a little flirt. I wasn't really interested for real. But a couple weeks after him shooting his shot, I was kind of bored and just wanted something to do, something to get into, maybe feel something. And so I reached out, we hung out, and made out really good and talked some. And I left to go get my kids, and he was like, are you gonna come back? I was like, I think I want to come back. I called my sis. I think I'm gonna go back. I think I'm gonna fuck him. I really love to make out, and his kissing was really good. And so anyway, I went back, and we were intimate, and it changed my life because not necessarily the intercourse, but the aftercare. After we had sex, he held me, and it wasn't just a where I was laying on his chest, but it was like a intertangling, intertangling of our legs and our arms and our, everything was just touching. Every part of him was wanting to touch me, and I loved it. And I was like, this is what I've been missing. This is what I've been missing. And so we were intimate throughout my entire pregnancy. Right up until I delivered. And he was my safe place after, work, after doing mommy things. I was able to go to his place and escape. He was single, so he did his thing, but he made time for me. And when I would come over there, we would talk, and he would rub my feet, my goodness, and kiss my hands and just touch me and rub on me. And I remember thinking, I am so touch deprived. I just had no idea that I was missing so much like affection. Like it was just crazy. I had never experienced anything like that in my life. And I remember giving birth to my baby and sending him a picture and him, texting me and everything. And then came home with my baby and we were still talking, but on social media, a friend had posted, he didn't post it, but a mutual friend had posted what I felt like was a double date. It didn't have to be that, but that's how I took it. And I was just immediately just jealous and just distraught, really. That I'm at home, mommy of 4, wife, unhappily married, and my soulmate was out there just living life, like kayaking and, spending time with others, other women, whatever, just enjoying life. And it's really what prompted me. The feeling that I had that day, seeing him, seeing those pictures, wanting to be there, like feeling jealousy and feeling heartbroken, that I wasn't able to experience that with him, because I'm at home, 4 babies, a husband, that really prompted me to figure out, who am I outside of being a wife and a mother? What do I want out of my life? What do I want? Like, I love being a mother, but I've lost a part of myself, because I don't know who I am outside of that. My whole identity was wife and mother, but I was somebody before that, and I'm still fairly young. I think I was 33 at the time, still fairly young. I got so much life to live. Like, he's out there living and I want to live too. And what does that look like for me? And I give him credit for that part of my spiritual awakening. And so I decided to stop talking to him and kind of turn inward. And I went on a 3-year, like, no sex thing, just to like really figure out who I am and what I want. And he had moved to Dallas, and he had been reaching out about, trying to get me to come see him and whatever. And I played with the idea, but I wasn't like serious about it. And my husband and I decided to open our marriage, and I had a boyfriend, like my first boyfriend, the soft daddy that I mentioned in a previous lover shout out series. But soulmate was kind of still reaching out and pursuing. I think we might have hooked up once or twice when he had come home, right before the actual, like, the boyfriend or whatever. And so I had the boyfriend, and soulmate had reached out. He was like, come to Dallas. I want to take you out. I want to show you the city. I miss you. Let's kick this up a notch. Let's be intentional about this space. And I was so happy because he was the one, like, I want to be with. Like, he was the one who inspired me to really heal, like, to really look within myself and say, who am I? What I want to do? What I want out of life? Let me go get it. And so, yeah, I want to see him. And so I told my boyfriend at the time, like, hey, I manifested this. Like, I want to go see him. I want to, whatever. And, I did. And of course, my boyfriend and I didn't last much longer after that. But the space that my soulmate and I have created within each other has been incredible. The emotional connection and the emotional safety that we've created over these years, because we still talk now, 6 years later, is a testament to how much emotional connection creates great sex. Because I want to say that what got my attention was the aftercare. I wouldn't say the sex was great in the beginning, but the aftercare and the physical touch, me being starved in the affection or the physical affection space is what kind of kept me there. And I mean, I liked him. He's really swaggy, pretty charming, handsome, chocolate, nice build, works out, very athletic, loves his mom. I had a great relationship with one of his sisters. So like a great guy. But the time, the intentionality that we have invested into our relationship emotionally has really impacted our sexual relationship. And now he is the holder of the title, the best sex I've ever had. We have amazing sex every time we get together, and it's the whole experience. It's not just the sex, but it's the conversation and the way that we intentionally deepen our connection, our emotional connection. So I don't know if the Gemini experience was just a segue to a deeper, more meaningful connection, but to my soulmate, man, you have really, really, really changed my life, changed the way that I experienced sexual connections. If a partner isn't holding me and touching me and worshiping my body the way that you do, I don't want them. You ever really set the bar super fucking high for anyone that comes behind you. And you have also really made me believe that like the Cancer is the soulmate to a Capricorn, because our connection is beyond amazing, and it's not without its problems. We have problems, and we're working through them, but our journey has really taught me a lot about myself, a lot about how important emotional connection, emotional intimacy is, and how it really does impact your sex life, because the sex is fucking incredible. So I love you. You know that. I appreciate you for how you've helped shape and mold me, the woman that I am right now. And I truly hope for more and more and more and more experiences with you. Love you. Till next time, y'all let me know what other experiences you want to hear about. I've had a few lovers that I can talk about. A few female lovers too, if you guys are interested in hearing about them. But yeah, until the next time, share, like, subscribe.